How high can this monstrous man jump? Let's find out. Darius, the Hand of Noxus, one of the most feared generals to have ever walked the fields of justice. As one of the most ferocious warriors in his class, Darius climbed the ranks of the Noxian military at a rapid rate. One of those reasons is the ability to literally cleave people in half with his signature axe. His signature ability being the Noxian Guillotine. Quite simply, he jumps high in the air and rains down death to anyone he lands on, literally splitting them in half. But here's a question. How high can he actually jump? As you can see in-game, he jumps quite high in the air before he comes down on the poor victim. So how can we calculate this? Where do we start? Well, first off, it is almost impossible to calculate this solely on gameplay. With the camera angle being odd and seeing everything top down, it really makes things difficult to figure out any sort of numbers. Estimates could be made, but sadly, League does a bad job of scaling their characters. I mean, look at Aurelion Sol, look at Galio, they are gigantic. Even Galio admits that he is around 300 tons.
I'm going. You try moving 300 tons.
But in-game, they shrink them down. So does this mean that calculating Darius' jump is almost impossible? Well, not quite. A couple of years ago, League of Legends released a cinematic that was absolutely amazing called A New Dawn, and features the conductor of the dunk train himself, Darius. So now that we have a better idea of reference, the characters are up to scale, but how do we calculate everything from this alone? Luckily, my friends, Riot threw in this beautiful shot. How satisfying is that? Ugh! I love watching it. This shot is actually perfect, however, to do our calculations. It's a side shot of Darius doing his signature move. So let us begin the calculations. So we're going to use 2 points of reference, because this is the same camera angle and very little movement, if at all. We can take 2 points from the shot and calculate from there. We'll be using a frame from here and here. So let's take a look at the first one. We take the screenshot and fire it over to Photoshop to make sure that we have the closest number we can achieve. When we measure from head to toe, the number for the height that we get is 0.431. Now, I have no idea what Photoshop is measuring this with, but luckily we don't need to know, so we can call it units. So Darius's height is 0.431 units. Then when we jump over to the next photo, we find out that the height from Darius's toe to the ground is 1.823 units. I'm going to figure out the ratio of these two numbers when we divide 1.823 units by 0.431 units. We get 4.229. So let's just round it to 4.23. Okay, so now those who know math are going to be thinking, in order to use a ratio, you need to be able to know at least one value to figure out the other missing value that you're looking for. So that means we need to have an actual calculation of Darius's height to figure out how high he jumps. So do we just throw darts at a board? Do we just estimate Darius's height and just continue what we're doing? Nope, we don't need to. When Dunkmaster Darius was announced, they actually gave his stats. Darius weighs 266 pounds, has 34.5-inch arms, and his height is 6'5". This is exactly what we needed. With that out of the way, we can do a final equation to figure out how high Darius can jump. We convert Darius's height into inches to make the calculation easier, so he stands at about 77 inches. That means if we take the previous ratio from before and multiply it by 77, then convert it to feet, we get, drumroll please, 27.1 feet. That's right, Darius can jump 27 feet in the air. Just to give you a comparison, the world Guinness record for a high jump is 8.5 inches. Darius can jump over 3 times higher wearing armor and holding an axe. this would make Darius pretty much a superhuman when it comes to jumping. So we now know that Darius is truly the king of dunk. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Click like, comment, and subscribe for more. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye!